Powerful. Graceful. Quiet.
Most people look at this as a real boring sport from the outside.
It's a hobby misunderstood by many.
Watching it, it's a little bit like watching paint dry.
But to those who fly radio-controlled model gliders, it simply makes plain sense.
I just fly gliders because I enjoy the peace and quiet. To me, it's relaxing, I enjoy it, and it's a fun sport, I think.
You can't get the feelings we get from flying and the satisfaction of doing that until you're actually doing it.
With a remote control, the plane does just feel like it's just an extension of you, and you're controlling that whole plane with just the movement of your thumb.
Keeping this serene sport flying high in the Spokane area is a band of model airplane enthusiasts called the Inland Empire Quiet Flyers. The club began about 40 years ago.
I think that people are drawn into it from a bunch of different reasons. Some people are really drawn in from the building aspect, and other people from the flying aspect. Or learning to fly is a pretty magical thing, to be able to float up there with the birds.
I was looking for something to do with my spare time, and I always enjoyed airplanes and wanted to get into radio control because I figured that'd be a good way to have a hobby of building airplanes and flying airplanes.
These gliders, or sailplanes, are built from materials that range from simple styrofoam to complex models made out of carbon fiber and Kevlar, and they can cost anywhere from $150 to $3,000.
When we launch these gliders, we use a winch that sits at the pilot's feet. You're holding the plane and build up a lot of line tension, and then to throw the plane, and they go up at a really steep angle. When the winch pulls the plane up, at the top of the apex of that, you'll do like a short, quick dive and then a pull up, and you can zoom off and gain even more altitude.
What I enjoy most about RC gliding is the peace of the airplane circling in lift and knowing that you're using the elements of the earth, the sun and the rising air off of the earth to generate that lift. And I compare it to sailboats. Sailboats use the same thing. We use it in the air, they use it on the water, and it's the same thrill either way.
We're chasing thermals, and thermals are these columns of rising air that will help hold the plane up so we can stay aloft longer. But those same thermals are surrounded by falling air. It's cooling, it's falling, so there are pockets of air that are either going up or going down.
These pockets of air hold visual clues that keen pilots search for.
If your wing picks up a little bit or it pushes you in a certain direction pretty hard without you doing anything, you want to turn into that. If your tail goes up, that's a pretty good indicator that you're in the thermal, so you want to kind of level out and try and circle around in that too.
We're watching birds flying. If you see a hawk circling, that's undoubtedly because he's in one of these pockets of warm air.
Sanctioned flying competitions around the Northwest give the Inland Empire Quiet Flyers the chance to test their aerial skills.
In a competition, you're trying to stay in the air for an exact amount of time, and it might be for 10 minutes. You're trying to fly exactly to the second for 10 minutes, and then you're also trying to land exactly on a spot. The flight kind of comes down to just those last couple seconds where the plane's coming in really slow and you're aiming for the spot. If you come in too hard, you know, it's kind of a crash landing and you can break the plane. So it's a real fine balance of hitting just the right speed at just the right time.
It's tough flying these things. They're not easy to fly. They look it, but they are not, believe me.
A good contest flyer is able to land within a couple seconds of the target time and maybe within 6 inches or a foot of the target spot. But to hit both of those things, you know, just exactly on time doesn't happen very often, but it does happen once in a while.
And that's exactly what happened on this flight. This pilot flew perfectly.
Whoa, well, you're good luck. Thanks.
When it comes to the world of remote-controlled sports, few can match the grace, beauty, and fun of flying model gliders. And with a club like the Inland Empire Quiet Flyers on the wing, it's easy to understand why.
Flying for me is just a real joy. I just don't seem to be able to get enough of it.
I enjoy RC gliding because it's just fun to come out here, hang out with all these great people who are really nice. We have a good time together.
You can fly radio control sailplanes by yourself, but it's not as much fun as being able to fly with others. And you know, the Inland Empire Quiet Flyers are just a great group of guys. We are a very easy club to join, a very easy club to be a part of. There are just a lot of great people in this club.
And the big benefit, we get to fly in the Northwest where it's just beautiful God's country. So come out and join us, play. Yeehaw!
If you have an idea for Northwest Profiles, send it to KSPS TV, 3911 South Regal, Spokane, Washington 99223. Northwest Profiles is a presentation of KSPS Public Television.